is MrBeast innocent is a loaded question. There are multiple things MrBeast needs to take accountability for, or at least make a response to, but he isn't really a Scooby-Doo cartoon evil Hitler villain. A fellow YouTuber, SoggyCereals, went above and beyond in disproving the lies. He literally got a flight to North Carolina and like started interviewing MrBeast employees for the full story. On the WestJett news media channel, we're known for utmost journalistic integrity and staying critical and directly to the point, so any bullshit, any assumptions are gonna be swept under the rug.
Yeah, let's talk about the lies spun by Dogpack and Jake Weddle, that MrBeast knowingly hired a registered sex offender and while working at the company would refer to him by covert codename Delaware because of the crimes he committed there, and as a result is not allowed to go back into the state of Delaware.
When I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
I don't know if Dogpack and Jake Weddle were simply ignorant, but the fact is that did MrBeast hire a sex offender at his company? Yes, but it wasn't for the reason they made it seem.
That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, you know, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why.
Obviously, Jake Weddle's a jokester, but this doesn't make MrBeast look good at all. And turns out, Delaware was a Best Buy manager that MrBeast found in a video. You don't need any Blue's Clues to know that Delaware was literally on his shirt and not some kind of inside gag. And the dude was literally on multiple videos, not even wearing a mask. This was also a while ago, 5 years ago to be exact, and MrBeast fired the guy. The guy hasn't been at the company for a while. Now, don't get me wrong, MrBeast isn't exactly off of this scot-free. He did technically hire a sex offender. There's no real conspiracy to cover up sex offenders here, but it can be boiled down to just like being stupid. He didn't do the background checks, and that's entirely on him.
Thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender.
SoggyCereals straight up speedrunning a freaking lawsuit from Best Buy, but yeah, as you can see, the waters were muddied heavily here. Here's a little treat for all the virgins on our YouTube drama. I know for a fact that SoggyCereals even himself confirmed that his flights were paid for by the MrBeast company. While that might give you the idea that he's controlled opposition and was fed this information by MrBeast, I personally am going to show you cold, hard facts, and that wouldn't matter at all. I just had to make that abundantly clear so nobody thought I was hiding stuff.
And this wall features most of Dogpack404's accusations, and I say most because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten a few.
Wait, rewind that? That's me. Yahoo!
The illegal lotteries. Did MrBeast really commit 3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? 4. Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims you knew to be untrue? Back 404.
Alright, buddy, keep making jokes like this. I'll personally take your credibility. As far as I'm aware, for this lottery, there needed to be like a disclaimer or something talking about how free entries are available, and Dogpack kind of like cut that out.
Did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site? Doctoring up this fake YouTube UI, so you'd be more convincing and it'd look as if you had access to the original video and description.
Now, I know it's not beyond reasonable doubt, and I think he's making an assumption here, but the fact still stands. The UI was different than YouTube, and whether or not Dogpack was doing this intentionally, the damage was still done.
It's also a free entry on the site as well. If you just 100 of which are going to be picked from, you know, people that buy this shirt or hoodie, or if you enter for free on the site as well, it's, that's an option as well.
Dogpack didn't get everything wrong. There was one. I think the first interview was technically sketchy or maybe even illegal. I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to claim that, but he did misrepresent a lot of the stuff and made it seem like a recurring trend. Now, don't get me wrong, acting oblivious and retarded isn't an excuse, and I'm sure MrBeast himself will agree with that. But pushing the narrative that he did this maliciously on purpose and as a way to scam people / make money is a bit ingenuine. And 46 illegal lotteries is a mega stretch. Like, come on, that's some Doofenshmirtz level stuff. Oh wait, he's legally covered. Game over, MrBeast. Next, we're going to talk about the allegations regarding MrBeast abbreviating Club Penguin in his work chat.
Ava Christison distributing alleged CP of Ivanka Trump. Except Dogpack doesn't always use the term alleged.
This is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting.
No, he forgot to say alleged. It's over. His shield is down. Oh.
Also proudly admitted to having downloaded that uncensored alleged CP on a now deleted community post, and admits to having reverse image searched what he thought was CP in the video. Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was CP, because that is weird and a crime.
But it doesn't even matter because Club Penguin Canadian Pacific is still down because the person was literally 18 for a freaking magazine.
Ivanka Trump being in a GQ magazine. It legitimately took 1 hour to not falsely accuse someone of distributing CP.
And truth be told, he didn't even get the part that it wasn't a work chat. It was literally a meme chat that Ava Chris Tyson made. Let me make myself abundantly clear. If these photos were real, it doesn't matter if they're in a work chat, a freaking meme chat, a freaking family gardening chat. The fact of the matter is, if you're messing up even the type of the work chat, you're losing a lot of credibility. Truthfully, MrBeast hardly even typed in the chat, and if he did, he never even said anything weird, so like all they really did was show that Ava Chris Tyson was a freak, and everybody already knew that. Even MrBeast himself said that on Twitter, and they still reported him to the FBI.
Worst of all, Dogpack and Rosanna used what they thought was a CP picture as clickbait for their fucking thumbnail. They even A/B tested 3 versions of it.
Major bag alert. The worst allegation Dogpack messed up, in my opinion, was the 3rd video, which is now deleted conveniently, but
Dogpack did falsely accuse someone of DV and AB.
MrBeast Dogpack404 put out his 3rd video, MrBeast's Secret CEO, in which he was later proven to have accused an innocent man, James Warren, MrBeast's cousin, of domestic violence. He later admitted this on Twitter after his own source disproved him and he looked into it himself.
And this is where Dogpack's house of cards started to crumble because the way he handled this situation was awful. And that's no deniability, no bias, it's objective fact. Like, even I called him out.
It turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess.
He got the wrong guy and probably ruined this dude's life in the process.
Disclaimer, he took it down a few days ago, but after almost 2 months and 3.1 million views, you're not getting off the hook that easily.
He did James Warren dirty, and the least he could do was apologize to the guy. I think there's also a huge problem on the internet where people believe you can't criticize both sides, and it's incredibly stupid. This isn't a pick a side kind of thing. It's far deeper than that. 100% there are things that MrBeast needs to address, respond to, or like take accountability for. But the fact is, they're throwing so much shit on the wall and hoping it sticks. He can't even respond to all of it, realistically. Now, let's talk about the fake charity/philanthropy allegations. The ones that made people call MrBeast the Antichrist.
Some of the eye surgeries were happening and helping 1,000 people see for the first time. And they claimed that the MrBeast company hadn't paid for any of the surgeries yet. Can you talk a bit about that?
Basically, MrBeast didn't pay for some of the eye surgeries, but turns out he did even more off camera, and this issue was resolved with the charity. It was a miscommunication between like partners and like people paying for stuff. Let's think about this one logically. Apparently 62 of the surgeries weren't paid for, totaling up to $124,000. Now, why pay for 940 and miss 62? You don't gotta be a MrBeast dick rider to see that throwing away credibility of like 1,000 surgeries for a fraction of the cost would be incredibly stupid. They also apparently did 800 more off camera too, so like bruh. SoggyCereal's video was honestly pretty eye-opening, but he did have a little bit of a vendetta against Dogpack. He sort of exposed interviews of him being fired and tried to paint him as a disgruntled employee. I talked to Soggy behind the camera, and Dogpack also lied to him, saying that he sent the full cease and desist to Oompaville, and even Oompa himself confirmed that was not the case. He did, however, send the full one to internet anarchists, so I'm not going to make any assumptions. It could have just been a blunder. Regardless of Dogpack's intentions, without a doubt, he did harm to MrBeast's company, and I think we all know that MrBeast genuinely has a legal case towards this. MrBeast himself isn't 100% in the clear either, and SoggyCereal didn't make his video with the intentions to glaze and like clear MrBeast's name. No, quite the opposite. MrBeast himself commented under the video saying, "Finally, a video that doesn't spread baseless slander about me, lol." Soggy himself doesn't like the fact that MrBeast is DMing his video to creators, sort of using him as a scapegoat, and wants him to take accountability, especially for the cryptocurrency and others quote-unquote illegal allegations. As far as I'm aware, MrBeast has never even been in a controversy before, and he handled this one, quite frankly, pretty poorly in my opinion. The silence was deafening and left more questions than answers. His team or himself were deleting comments on his video, which made it look like a cover-up, and he didn't sue Dogpack, which I think would have been the smart decision, and I'm sure he'll agree with that too. I also never understood the concept of investigating your own company, because how are you going to prove there's no bias, right? Like, I guess the law firm would put their reputation on the line, but I think nobody cares about that. I strongly urge you to watch SoggyCereal's video. He goes over a lot of the other stuff, like the Jake Weddle situation and how that was in a way manipulated to make it look far worse than it really was. My opinion doesn't really matter, but I think MrBeast is truly in the thick of it, and everybody knows. They They know him where it snows. He skied in and they froze. I personally got no beef with MrBeast, and once again on the WestJett channel, we uphold utmost critical journalistic integrity, and I had to correct some of the things I believe were wrong or outright lies, but that is for you to decide.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
Subscribe!